Shalom, family. Grace, mercy, and peace be unto you from YAHUAH. He's our Father. And Yahusha. He's our Ma, Shah, Yah. Break it down in syllables. He's the one who carries the burden of Yah. His voice, our high priest, soon coming king. Hear, O Yesharo. Yahuwah, our mighty one, he is one. This is Brother David coming to you again to bring you comment board prophets or comment board demons. And this is part 2. What is the video in question this time? Yahuwah. He is the master of time. Follow him only. Does anyone have a problem with this statement? Do you have a problem following Yahuwah and his time? Most people do. The Father's time is not on the white man's calendars. All of his time is in the sky for the whole world to see. Yet, we deny him. Remember the statement up top? Follow him only. That means you can't follow the Gentiles, right? You know, I never thought that we would be here on a part 2. But the comment board demons have returned. Let me ask you a question. Do you go to other people's channel and tell them what to teach, how to teach, and when to teach it? Do you go to other people's channel and you tell them, let me give you a little advice on how to present your presentations? And yet, on your channel, you're teaching nothing? Brothers and sisters, do not carry yourself this way. You will make us look stupid. If you go to other people's channel and begin to instruct the teacher on that channel, you have violated. And this is you. See your fingers? While you're doing it, you have all types of malicious thoughts to destroy the person who is delivering a message, because either the Most High, you say, or for the others, the devil himself told you to put a stop to this mess. You've been authorized to police every channel on YouTube and teach the teacher, yet you have done absolutely nothing. Don't do that, brothers and sisters, because this is what you look like. Let's begin. Muzieklover. He's back again. Look what he had to say. Holy crap. You remember that from Batman and Robin? Stop confusing the people with your lies. Lies are plural. So he's saying that I am a liar. You just said that the extra 6 hours in a year is because your chosen people live 6 hours away in a different time zone. I never said that. Go to the video and check it. I said from Florida, where I live, to Israel is a 6-hour time distance. And the equinox will hit Israel first, and 6 hours later, we will see sunrise. Do you realize what you just said? Okay, I guess you're going to tell me. Look, he has it in all caps here. That YAHUAH literally designed the length of a year around the dwelling place of black people in the USA only. You effectively disregarded the majority of the rest of Yahuwah's people. Okay, this is coming from his own perception, because I never said that. He's telling you what he perceives in his mind, what I said. But hold it 1 second. He has a legitimate point. If he thinks that way, what about our people? Maybe someone watched the video and said, Brother David has left out the rest of the country and all of the people who are scattered around the world, the children of the Yisrael there is, that were brought to their locations in ships. Let's see what else he has to say. I really do hope none of your followers believe this nonsense. And just to show you your nonsense, the USA has 6 different time zones. UTC 5 to 10. That means 7 hours to 12 hours to Israel time zone. Okay. So let's take a look at the time zones. 24timezones.com. Before we get into this, Muzieklover made a statement that I left out the rest of our people. And believe me, brothers and sisters, it was an oversight. So let me put the rest of our people in. First, let's deal with our brothers and sisters who've been scattered around the world in ships. I can't speak about the way that your country or the places in which you dwell calculate the days. But if you're on the same time as the United States and America, all of the equations remain the same. But what I can speak about is where we're at in the United States of America. So this time, let's include the whole country. Let's start from Israel to Florida. Do you know how many hours it is from Israel to Florida, where I live right now? 7 hours. Brother David, you said in your video 6 hours. That is correct. At the time when I made the video, we were in daylight savings time. It was on a Friday. The time went back Sunday night after 12. So the 6 hours now has turned to 7. We've addressed that. Now we have to address the time from Florida to California. Look what it says up top. Time in California versus Israel. Israel time is 10 hours ahead of California. Okay, so we've come to the furthest extent of the country. What are we talking about? The equinox. Sunrise. So we're speaking of sunrise from Israel to Florida. Sunrise from Florida to the furthest extent of the country, California. Got me? Has nothing to do with time zones. Has to do with how the sun traverses across the sky. So to California, from Florida, is another 3 hours. How do I know this for a fact? Brother Dash is on the West Coast. He's in California. Brother David is on the East Coast, right here in Florida. We did a test. And we texted each other when we saw first light. And it was exactly 3 hours away. So you can dismiss with the 12 hours that Muzieklover put up there. So now we have how many hours altogether? 9. Once you take away daylight savings time, and the time change. So we have 3 hours to account for. How do you account for that, Brother David? What time did the time go back? After 12. When do the Europeans start their day? 12 midnight. When does those extra 6 hours that they have added to time before sunrise, when does it show up? At the beginning of the year. So we have 6 extra hours that the European has added to time. So we're going to take away 3 hours from that, and we have 3 extra hours that they added to time. Are you with me? Okay, so that's gone. Now that we've dealt with that, I want you to see something. Did they address, or he address, anything we said about Hanuk? And the way Hanuk counts the days? Not a word. What about the 400 years that we've been here captive? And the Father gave us a perfect alignment in 2019, the path of years to lead us back to Him. Did He address that? No. What about the moon having 354 days? Did He address that? No. What about the sun having 364 days? Did He address that? No. What about the Europeans adding a day and a quarter to the year, every year? Did He address that? No. What about the leap days? Did He address that? No. What about 30 days away from the perfect alignment that we've moved away from the sun? Did He address that? No. What about the 40 days that we moved away from the equinox? Did He address that? No. What about the Jews adding a 13th month to the calendar? When they make their adjustments? He didn't address that either. What about the Jews only adding 19 days for the 13th month calculation? Did He address that? No. What about Jubilees stating that all the children of YAHUAH will forget and will not find the path of years because they'll be following the feast of the Gentiles after their error and after their ignorance? Did He address that? No. What about Alexander the Great and his band of homo thugs coming into the promised land, raping, pillaging, and stealing everything that they could possibly get their hands on? Did He address that? No. What about Antiochus Epiphanes, who came down to the temple and sacrificed pigs on the altar, stole all the goodly things out of the temple, stripped the gold off the walls, forbade the people to keep the commandments, made us unclean in every single way, burnt all of the books? Did He address that? No. What about the part, can the Gentiles cause rain? And the reason that they're making these adjustments is to try to keep the month, the lunar month, near the spring equinox when the rains are supposed to come out. Did He address that? No. What did He address? What I didn't put in the video. Do you understand what I'm trying to show you here? This is what people do. all of the material that I have presented is absolutely correct. He didn't go against any of the material. What he did go against was that I did not include all of the people who are encompassed in the United States of America. Now we have another one. Let's see if they address any of these issues. Escaping Babylon. Same video. Look what this person had to say. This person had questions, 2 of them. Why show a world? If you're asking what they're speaking about, it's the graphic in the beginning of the video. I showed a picture of the sun, the moon, the stars, and the earth. The sun, the moon, and the stars is the only thing that the Most High, the Master of Time, created so that you can follow him. Why is the world there? Where do you live? On the earth. You look up in the sky, you can see the sun, the moon, and the stars. And if you have knowledge, you can tell time. Next question. Do people have eyes to see this madness? Well, we look up every month and we spot the renewed moon. Right now I'm studying the positions of the sun as it traverses across the sky in order to identify the different positions of the seasons. So yes, we can see what's happening in the sky. But why are you calling Yahuwah's creation madness? Yahuwah has called for a stupor in these days. He has. Upon the Gentiles, upon the Europeans. They'll reject this knowledge. It goes against their principles. He's also called for a stupor amongst the children of Yisrael. See, many of us are called, but there's only a few of us who are chosen. The called ones, they will reject the ways of Yahuwah. But the chosen ones will come and return to their master. Let's go to the next ones on the bottom. There are no shepherds, people. Well, the Bible tells us that there's good shepherds, there's evil and wicked shepherds, and then there's hirelings, right? Your pastor, your teachers, your mores are shepherds. What does a shepherd do? They feed the flock. Who is the flock? The people that she's talking about right there. So anyone who feeds you when it comes to the word is the one who is your shepherd. All these fools are mad. Who are all these fools? Is it anyone who looks up in the sky at Yahuwah's creation in order to count the days? And Yahuwah is calling the true light out to expose them. Are you the true light, escaping Babylon? Are you here to expose us? Follow Yahuwah is one, the only real shepherd. Look up top. What is the title of my video? And the end. Follow him only. We're on the same page there. You have to follow the true shepherd, Yahuwah. Are you escaping Babylon? Of course not. Not when you have denied his creation, his way of telling time. His ways are not your ways. And if you're keeping a Sabbath fixed on a Gregorian calendar, you're not following YAHUAH. You're following the Gentiles. What is an example of cognitive dissonance? Cognitive dissonance causes feelings of unease and tension. Whoever experiences this is in emotional distress. We're not talking about the women. See, women are emotional from the beginning. We're talking about these men with these he-motions, worse than women. And people attempt to relieve this discomfort. You see, they have this discomfort going on. Their minds are going 100 miles an hour. They feel like I'm inadequate. I have to do something. So they want to relieve this discomfort in different ways. Here's an example. Explaining things away. Didn't you see that? Who addressed the material? We're speaking about the new moon. We're speaking about adding 13th months. We're speaking about finding the path of years. We're speaking about us being on point 40 days away from the spring equinox over these last few years. Did anyone address any of that? What about the slide with the Jews and how they calculated their time? Did anyone address any of those things? Well, the only one who came with a pseudo-rational attempt at speaking against me was Muzieklover. He had a point. But his presentation was flawed. Why? Because he let these feelings of unease and tension overtake him. That's why he called me a liar, instead of coming straight to me and asking a question. And I would have answered. What about the young lady? She addressed nothing. You see, brothers and sisters, this knowledge is esoteric. Only those who are initiated can understand. No one has explained these things to people before. Everyone just followed like a bunch of sheeple. But I'm the one who exposed it. I can tell you everyone's position just by whatever date that they put out. Here's the next one. Or rejecting new information that conflicts with their existing beliefs. Come on now. Come on. Every last one of you have gone through this. You just didn't know what was happening. They're experiencing emotional distress. You didn't know. Let's say you went to your family members, your friends, people in the streets, and you told them that there is no such thing as a fixed Saturday Sabbath on the Gregorian calendar that belongs to YAHUAH. What happens to them? They have these feelings of unease and tension. You presented something they never heard. And they attempted to relieve this discomfort in a different way. They tried to explain it away. They rejected the new information. Here's one that is not listed here. They attack. Now do you see why the children of Yasharal killed all the prophets? Because they came with radical new information. It's always been there. But they came back to enlighten the people, to return them back to the old ways. And what did they do? Kill him. It's the easy way to get rid of these feelings of unease and tension, this discomfort. They say, if I get rid of him, we'll never have to hear it again. YARAMEYAHU, chapter 14, verse 22. This also caused them cognitive dissonance. They may not have known their own history about Alexander the Great and his homo thugs who came into the promised land. Raping, robbing, pillaging. Then Antiochus the Great came down into the south where the temple was, sacrificed pigs on the altar, stripped the gold off the walls, stole all of the goodly things out of the temple, killed the last of the Zadok priesthood, forbade the people to read, had a book burning festival, made us unclean in every way. That bothered them. It's their history, and I'm a history buff. You can bring that same activity all the way down to now. This is what they do. They come but to steal, kill, and destroy. Listen to what YARAMEYAHU had to say. Are there any among the vanities of the Gentiles that can cause rain? Why is this in my video from before? Because we were seeking why the Europeans make this adjustment. Yeah, we're talking about the Jews, correct? They are Europeans. Why do they make this adjustment to bring the equinox or their Passover in the beginning of their religious year back towards the equinox? Why do they do that? Because they're trying to cause it to rain. Does it change anything in the sky because they've added a 13th month? No, it doesn't. And we know that they are not the chosen people because they did not get the rain in its due season. That's why they said the barley harvest wasn't ripe. They never in a million years would have known that we would arise this fast and show everything that they have been teaching us is a lie. Or can the heavens give showers? No, the heavens cannot. Art not thou he who gives showers? Who is that? Oh, YAHUAH, our mighty one. Only he can give the showers. The heavens are shut up, and they are open at his command. Therefore, we will wait upon you. For you have made all things. He made the sun, the moon, the stars, the earth. The sun, the moon, and the stars he has given us to tell time so that the Europeans cannot fool you. But yet you dismiss with Yah's time. And all you do is gravitate towards the feast of the Gentiles. And when new knowledge comes your way, you reject it. Now look on the bottom, escaping Babylon. She also had 3, but she escaped Yah's channel so quick that I couldn't get this last one. Look what she said. Gentiles means all nations. And then she told me to research the ancient language. This is kindergarten school for me. We learned this in the church. That's almost 30 years ago. What is the Yiddish term? Goy, nation. Plural, goy, yum. Look at our transliteration. Gu-yah, nation. Gu-yam, nations. Now, what she really wanted us to do in our reality by placing this here is to actually say which nation that I'm talking about. Who took us captive? Who brought us around the world in ships to all these European nations? Who did that? The white man. That is the Gentiles that we're talking about. Who's changed time? Who's added all of these different equations to time? The white man. That is the Gentile in which we're speaking of. Since you wanted me to spell it out, oops, there it is. My people. These are my observations that I've seen over the decades of teaching. They have eyes to see, yet they see not. You can put the evidence right in front of them. They can't see it. Am I talking about the layman? No, we're talking about the teachers, the mores, the pastors. What did the prophet say? How can the blind lead the blind, lest they both fall in the ditch? That's what you have. Blind guides. They have ears to hear, yet they hear not. Why do you think that is? Are they phasing out what you're saying? Yeah, they're too busy thinking of a response, so they don't hear you. They can read, but they don't understand what they're reading. Well, even the Bible tells you that. Give it to the one with a PhD, he doesn't understand. Give it to the one who doesn't have any knowledge. He doesn't understand. Who understands then? Those who have the Spirit of Yah, that immerse themselves in the book. They have a brain to deduce facts, yet can't deduce. Look at the word deduce. To arrive at a fact or a conclusion by reasoning. How are you going to arrive at a proper conclusion by reasoning if you reject the knowledge that is given to you? You try to explain it away. And all the time while you're trying to explain it away, you're making a fool out of yourself. Be a Berean. Immerse yourself. Learn Yahuah's ways. Let me give you an example. Have you ever spoken to people who hold to the fixed Saturday Sabbath on Pope Gregory's calendar? Do you know they all say the same thing? That every seventh day is his Sabbath. There is no restart. Have you heard them say that? I have. Let me tell you something else they say. that this Saturday Sabbath, that cycles from month to month, week to week, year to year, without a restart? They said it cycled from creation. No interruption. Isn't that kind of weird? Haven't they studied history? No. What did they do, Brother David? As soon as they heard the word, they went into cognitive dissonance, emotional distress, decided to explain it away and reject it. Let's deal with that. We don't even have to go back to creation. Let's go back to the person who made Sunday the first day of the week. His name? Constantine the Great. What was the first day of the week before Sunday became the first day of the week, Brother David? I don't know. But Constantine the Great worshipped the sun. And when he created the church in 325 AD, blah, 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 he fixed Sunday as the first day of the week on whose calendar? The Roman calendar, the Gentiles. So by default, if Sunday is the first day of the week, Saturday is the seventh day of the week. Who did that? The Gentiles. Did Yah do that? No. Yah's time is in the sky. Everybody can see it. You can count the days yourself. Come up to the 1800s, and we have Pope Gregory. He decided to fix the calendar. So he fixed the starting date of his calendar at March 21st. How many of you knew that? Did you know that Pope Gregory's calendar is based on the sun? Did you hear the words that I just used? Based on. Have you ever seen a movie and they said, based on a true story? But yet they've added all kinds of things to it? Yeah. Same thing as Pope Gregory's calendar. Based on the equinox, but not really the equinox, because he fixed it on the 21st, and the equinox can come out on the 18th, the 19th, or the 20th. So when you start your religious calendar, and remember something, Pope Gregory's calendar is a religious calendar for the Gentiles. Who do you have on there? The Sunday Sabbath. And you have the Saturday Sabbath of the Jews. Gentile calendar all together. Let's see if you can deduce to arrive at a fact or a conclusion by reasoning. So if the equinox comes out on the 18th, and Pope Gregory has fixed it to the 21st. You see, they love fixing things to a specific date. It's not Yah's way. How many days did you miss? 3 in between. So that means Sunday is probably Wednesday. There's no validity in that calendar. To arrive at a fact or a conclusion by reasoning. No continuous cycle from creation if you're on that calendar. They add a day and a quarter every year to the calendar. All right? So let's say if you thought that the Sabbath would be on Saturday, with that extra day, now it's on Sunday, correct? To deduce, to arrive at a fact or a conclusion by reasoning. What if they had a leap day? Now you got 2 days. So your Saturday Sabbath is now a Monday Sabbath. To arrive at a fact or a conclusion by reasoning. You have no idea the calculations or the equations that is put in that calendar. You can't see it. You can't check it for yourself. The only thing you can do is sit back and say, "Oh, okay, Mr. White. Whatever you say today is, I will agree. Because you're my master, and I follow you." But for us, those who have given their lives to YAHUAH, we follow him. He hasn't covered up his time like the Europeans. He put it in the sky for the whole world to see. You can look on that moon and you can count the days for yourself. And it restarts every month. Which one are you going to follow? Going to stay with Pope? If that's what you want, do so. But if you're following Yah, you have to look up. YAHUAH, chapter 4, verse 6. Who's YAHUAH, Brother David? Well, the Europeans have transliterated in your Bible this name as Hosea. Look at the Hebrew script next to it. Hebrew reads from right to left. YAHUAH, Shin, An. This is a simple transliteration. YAHUAH. Can't mess that up. Who else's name was YAHUAH? You know the one they called Joshua? His name was YAHUAH. Moses added a yod to his name, and his name became YAHUAH. What does that mean? YAHUAH is salvation. Verse 6. My people. I gave you my observation. Now listen to the prophetic word. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Ain't that the truth? And because you have rejected knowledge, who's this I? This is YAHUAH speaking. Shh. Pay attention. I will also reject you, that you shall be no priest to me. We are a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that we should bring forth the praises of him who brought us out of darkness into his marvelous light. If you're not going to be a priest to him, you're cut off. Seeing you have forgotten the law of your mighty one. Does that sound familiar to you? Jubilees and all all the children of Yasharel will forget and will not find the path of years. Why is that, Brother David? Because they're so busy following the feast of the Gentiles after their error and after their ignorance. Look at the outcome for ignoring knowledge, especially this new knowledge, as some people might say. I will also forget your children. I'm showing you the laws of the luminaries. What we forgot. What we have to return to the old way, which is the good way, that we may find rest for our souls. And our people are rejecting the path of years. He gave us this to come back to him. Do you know that Moses, Masha, he went to the Most High in distress. He said, these are a stiff-necked, unmovable people. Do you know what Yah said to him? Well, Moses, they're not rejecting you. They are rejecting me. If you reject what I'm showing you, you are rejecting the Most High. And it's a fact. I can boldly make this statement because I have deduced Moses told the Most High, he said, these people, they sound like they want to kill me. Yeah. But there was one whom they did kill. YAHUAH. You remember that, don't you? He came and gave radical, new information that they had not heard in over 300 years. Because first they were under Greek rule. They were forbidden to do any Hebrew practices. Then they came under Roman rule. And the Romans thought of a new way to keep the people in control. And he gave the power to the Edomites. And they were the ones who were ruling the temple. And they said, we'll use that temple to control the people. But they could not control YAHUAH. He called them out. You brood of vipers. Your father is the devil. You hypocrites. And the people were like, oh my goodness. How can he speak against the scribes, the Pharisees, the teachers of the law, and the priesthood? So they joined sides with those who did not work for Yah, because they did not understand that YAHUAH was sent by the Most High himself to deliver these people. But a very few grabbed hold of the truth. And to them gave he the knowledge to become the sons of Yah. So they rejected him and they put him on the tree. Fast forward to modern times. There's nothing new under the sun, brothers and sisters. If you aspire to speak on behalf of YAHUAH, you're going to go through all of this scrutiny. And for us right now, it's unnecessary. Do you know some of the people on the comment board act like they want to kill me? All because I'm presenting new information that is airtight. It goes against their prior beliefs. So they say we have to reject it. Remember what the Father says. I will also forget your children, and you will be rejected. So now I'm raising up the mighty men. I'm teaching. I'm busier than I've ever been before. And I don't have time to go on the comment board to police the comment board prophets and the comment board demons. So I've come to the conclusion, we will shut it down. Let me ask you a question. How did it benefit us in the first place? Not many of our people even hardly speak on the comment board, right? Except for the, when I put out a video, praise YAHUAH, thank you, Brother David, for another lesson. Who is benefiting from this comment board? They're trying to get their few seconds or minutes of fame. The others. Why are we providing a platform for them to come in and spread leaven, wicked leaven? Because when you have those who are new, they're easily to be strayed because they do not have the power to deduce. So we shut it down. But we're still thinking about our people. You have a question, brothers? For me? My email is up top, dawoodbinyashayahu@outlook.com. Hit me up. I'll answer all your questions. Don't come with a comment. Comment board is closed. But a question is accepted. And for the ladies, we have Princess Maya 121@gmail.com. She is a pearl of great price. She's rare. Her only thought is pleasing her master. And she has volunteered to help you. She's already helping families, raising them up. The people whom she's helping is flourishing. She is an excellent choice for the ladies. But ladies, if you're going to come to her, don't come to her thinking that you can teach her. Ask her a question. That's what this platform that we're creating now is for. It's not going to be any social media anymore. We're taking the legs out from under the comment board prophets and demons. Shalom.